Hello, Eric. How are you today?
Great, Patrick. Thank you.
It's very nice for you to take the time to talk with the Intellectual Property Society today. You're the founder of Eric M. Pelton and Associates.
That's right. I've been practicing trademark and internet law for about 10 years on my own now.
Cool. And we'd like to ask you your views on social media and brand protection and the latest in trademark protection.
Great. Thank you, Patrick. First, let me say I'm a fan of the blog and the video chats. I think it's a wonderful resource, and it's appropriate that we're talking about social media today because it's just such a growing field and growing source of business and contacts and revenue for all types of businesses. And the content that we're seeing on everybody finds on social media is and grows better and better, it seems, each week with new applications and new developments. So for brand owners, social media, one is an important tool to communicate with their existing customers, two, to reach out to potential new customers. And as a result, it creates, a series of legal issues that can arise, a lot of them related to trademarks and to brand name usage. Social media today is just becoming such a big factor, whether it's Facebook or YouTube channels or MySpace pages or blogs such as IP Law Society that are critical to every type of business, small business, big business, independent business, whether it's offline businesses or businesses that previously thrived in a physical world, or businesses that are solely virtual. Obviously, it's particularly important to them. Every brand really has to have a policy today for what they're going to do online and how they're going to use social media. And it's this whole new way of brands interacting with a customer base that's providing challenges for brand owners and for attorneys as these rules sort of get rewritten as we go along.
Eric, could you mention a particular set of dangers that you should be aware of in brand protection and social media and the use of social media?
Yeah, there's a few that come to mind. One, obviously, is your trademark, protecting your trademark, making it clear to everybody online that your brand names and your logos and your slogans are proprietary and they're owned by you. So hopefully that means that they've been protected and registered at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, and hopefully that means that brand owners can use proper notice, R with a circle denoting that it's registered with the USPTO, or TM and SM if they're pending applications and pending protection, to show people that these are real brands and that these are important. And then, of course, they should have terms of use and notices from time to time on all of their sites, whether it's Twitter or Facebook and websites and blogs that communicate these notices to their users and fans and customers. One is, that helps strengthen the brand, which helps add value to the brand. Two is it helps fend off potential infringements. And three is in the event of a lawsuit, when a brand owner can show that they've taken a lot of measures to do everything they can to protect that brand, that's going to make it a stronger claim.
Eric, can you talk a little bit about the Zynga game and how you see that affecting the role of brands and trademarks in social media?
Yeah, I find the Zynga case to be fascinating because this is, to me, the first brand that really grew up as an entirely online social media brand that is now moving into other worlds and the physical world. And just earlier this month or last month, 7-Eleven had a large promotion where they were selling cards with dollars and points that you paid for with real dollars to get virtual dollars that were used in Zynga games. And so this is, to me, a threshold has been crossed that an online brand, a social media interaction is now so big that it's flowing into the physical world as well, and of course physical dollars, and it's just enormous. And so the importance of Zynga having a great distinctive name, and each of their games with brand names that have been protected and are clearly marked to help fight infringement is, I hope, an important part of their strategy.
Eric, could you give an example of some action that you might see as a brand owner that you better not rest on, that you better, somebody is doing something that in social media and it should cross a tripwire to tell you need to send them a notice or take some kind of action?
Yeah, a few things. First and foremost comes to just securing user names. If you have a distinctive brand name, you should immediately go out and make sure that nobody else is poaching on the usernames that apply to that name on all of the main social media networks. And there are some websites that will help you search and help you register for fees, some of those names, and those are great tools and resources, because we all know about the 4 or 5 or even dozen most popular networks, but there are dozens of others. And really protecting a valuable brand on all of those networks, just as a proactive measure to make sure nobody else gets them and creates any kind of foul play, is worth some time and effort. If somebody does get a hold of a brand name and they're not authorized to use it, they're not a competitor, they're not a legitimate interest in the name in some other industry or something like that, they all have policies, and there are steps that you can take to contact them, show them your trademarks, and generally they're pretty cooperative and pretty fast about taking them down. I've had success helping clients both on Twitter and Facebook securing usernames that others had registered. And another area that brand owners using social media need to be aware of is user input and user postings and user content. When there is an interaction with the user and with the customer and they're allowed to post materials, you have to be careful to be aware of the DMCA takedown provisions and hopefully take advantage of those, and have a policy for what you do if somebody posts something and you find out that they didn't own it, or that the user may have been infringing on somebody's rights, and that could expose the brand owner to some sort of liability potentially as well. So being aware of those issues and creating a policy to react and investigate those issues and refer them to counsel if necessary is also quite a wise strategy for brand owners online.
Eric, do you have any particular tips for small business owners in managing their trademarks and brands as they engage in social media?
Yeah, it's a great tool for small business owners because it levels the playing field. Anybody can have a sophisticated Facebook page, YouTube page, Twitter account with minimal investment of time and graphics and money. And it's really all about content. And if you're a brand owner who can create content or benefit from creating content, it's a wonderful opportunity to communicate with customers, communicate with potential customers, establish yourself as an expert if you're in a service providing industry. And so for small businesses, it's a wonderful resource to tap into. And really, as long as they're aware of the issues and taking the same precautions as any other brand owner would be, to know what the terms of use are, to protect their brands and their trademarks, and then when generating content, whether it's blog posts or video or audio or graphics, to put copyright notice where applicable and register copyrights if necessary for particularly innovative content. Small business owners have a fantastic opportunity, and I encourage them all to take advantage of it.
Well, Eric, thank you for your time today.
Well, Eric, thank you.
And for your good work in helping small business owners manage their brands and trademarks.
Thank you. It's my pleasure as always.
Great. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye.